And let me say, this issue of drug and substance abuse, I sat down with President William Ruto, my boss, and we agreed that there was a problem, and a big problem. And the president asked me to lead the war against drug and substance abuse. And among the regions that were very affected was the Mount Kenya region. We were losing an entire generation in another 10 years. And the president asked me to lead the war, and the matter went all the way to the cabinet, and we agreed what we must do. And I put together a multi-agency team under my leadership, and we have made substantial progress. And our children are back to work. And we shut down all bars that were selling illicit brews. And people have been very happy. So when I started hearing last week that some people want to interfere with that work, one, I heard that our local member of parliament has directed the security officers in Karatina, purporting on orders from above to reopen our bars. One, a member of parliament cannot instruct security officers. And if the security officers in this region are taking instructions from a member of parliament, we shall discipline them. But to my shock, I came last night. This morning, as I was walking around in the village, I came face to face with what I knew a year ago. I found some young men at 6 a.m. in the trenches drunk, which means some bars have been reopened. Let me say this. One, I've never missed a single cabinet meeting, so there is no decision that has been made by the cabinet to stop the war against illicit brew. Number two, the last meeting I chaired 10 days ago, we are on course. Let me say this because it's important that I say so. One of the most successful intervention that has made people very happy in this country and in this region with the government of President William Ruto was a war against illicit brew. Anybody stopping that war or undermining it is setting the president and the government against the people. And if you people at the interior think that you want to interfere with this very successful program, so that maybe you undermine the deputy president because he's the one who has been leading this war, you are effectively undermining President William Ruto and his administration. And let me say, Mr. President, if you allow overzealous officers at Harambee House with a political scheme to interfere with this war against illicit brew, those people, those officers will set you up against the people. Now watu watakosanisha rais na wananchi. True or false? Nyinyi mkifikiria mna siasa mnacheza hapo. Ati kwa sababu hii program regarding Gachagua ndio anaongoza, amepata umaarufu, ati mfungue zile vilabu zilikuwa zinauza pombe baya ndio watoto waanze kukufa, mtakuwa mnamhujumu na kumkosea Rais William Ruto na serikali yake. I want to say and I want to advise nikiwa hapa kanisani. The popularity or otherwise of our administration will depend on the interference or non-interference with the war against illicit brews. These people, the women, our children, parents have been very happy with the government. Kwa sababu watoto wetu walikuwa wanapotea. Nyinyi mkikaa hapo, mtumie wabunge ambao wamepotea njia. Ate mfugue vilabu zile zilikuwa zinauza kwa mabaya ya kuua watoto. Watoto waanze kulala kwa mitaro. Watoto waanze kukufa kwa pombe. Mtakuwa mmemkosea rais. And the political damage you do to the president and the government will not be repaired. Nenda amera adwashio mara ugate ira mwisho higuru. Ije iroraga ciana citu ciana ciaje gukua. Ni president murahitiria na kumuhurithania na atimia na aciari. Mugeciria kuri siasa murathaka hau. Icio ni siasa njuru muno. And I want to tell our officers, if there are such instructions, they should be in writing, so that we know who is giving those instructions. I would like the DCC, Mathira East and Mathira West to tell us if they have any written instructions to reopen the bars that were selling illicit brews, as it has happened. This morning is my lowest day in the last 1 year when I have found our children back in the trenches at 6 a.m. in the morning. What are we doing? What kind of politics are we playing? How are we going to play with the lives of our children? This is a program that the president gave me for 1 year, and we have succeeded to save an entire generation. And you want, because of stupid, primitive politics, to undermine that program, thinking that you are undermining the deputy president. What happens to our children? What are you going to tell their mothers who are so happy with what the government had done? Please, people at Interior, stop those games. And I want to say, let our officers not take instructions from members of parliament, purportedly from higher authorities. Let anybody who wants to stop this exercise, let anybody who believes that those bars should be reopened, put it in writing. And I want to say, the officers who are serving in Kenya, please, the era of orders from above are gone. If anybody wants to give instructions, let them be in writing. But if a decision has been made without my knowledge that the war on illicit brews should come to an end and people should sell illicit brews, I want to disassociate myself from that decision because I am not part of it. And I cannot be part of such a decision. I cannot be part of such a decision because I know what is good for the people. And I believe that President William Ruto is not aware of that decision. But some people are using his name to damage his reputation and standing before the people of Kenya. And I want to ask officers in government, we are just struggling to recover from the debacle of the finance bill. Why do you want to start another war with the people of Kenya. Sahi ndio tunang'ang'ana kubembeleza wa Kenya watulie kwa sababu ya makasiriko ya mambo ya finance bill. Sasa tena mnataka kutangazia serikali vita ingine na wamama na wazazi kwa mambo ya pombe haramu. Sasa nyinyi ni rais mnasaidia ama ni kumwangusha? Hao watu ni rais wanasaidia ama ni kumwangusha? I can't believe it. You know, I can't believe it that a government that I serve as deputy president, some people can stop the war on illicit brews and allow bars to sell poison to our children. It's unbelievable. Mimi niseme adwaito nie diri muraika ndi mundu wi mahitia maingi. Mahitia maria ndaneka mudekere. Tondu atongoria yothe mathuritwo Nyeri ni ndamureheire. Ni horo wama. Riu ni murona ngirigura mitugura menayo. Ngamurehera mwanake ngamwira uyu ni mwega. Riu kionei. Ate irabu mairia irahingirwo ciana citu irarugama irathera iragia na kihariro iracoka micii kanitha irakena atimia marakena aciari marakena ati we uthuritwo ni muingi ugathie kwira maobusa ma thirikari ati ni urateithio kuma na iguru ati irabu ira iroraga ciana ihingurwo ciana citu ikue. Mudekere ni harada muhitithirie. Mudekere. Njugia atiriri. Weka mahitia ti uru. Uru weka ta. Tugeuka hau turathie mwaka weroka.